Another aspect that the UPND gets to talk about is the restoration of the rule of law. How, Comrade Jalafin, how would
Yes,
you
exactly.
look at the issue to do with the rule of law, the application of the law under the UPND?
So when we talk about the rule of law, we are simply talking about governance in its entire form here.
Exactly.
And also at the same time, we are not forgetting about the constitutionalism. Okay. For the rule of law to be purely upheld, there must be separation of power, where the executive, the judiciary, and the legislature operate freely without interference. But of course, checking on each other to ensure that their operation are within the confinements of the law. So the rule of law, comrade, you and I can attest to this, that we have seen a number of injustices happening when it comes to the application of the law, where the law seem to be favoring other people and others seem to be on the other side, which is not supposed to be the case because of lack of transparency, lack of accountability. So for me, the rule of law isn't serious under this administration.
What do you mean? Maybe can you point or cite one or two incidents that you can use to back up your statement when you say that the rule of law, the law is not being applied fairly? It seems to be favoring others as opposed to the other camp.
It's about who has done or who has abrogated the law here. Is it a Zambian citizen, or is sorry, let me withdraw that statement. Who has abrogated the law? Is it an opposition or an ordinary citizen, or is it a member of the UPND? What sort of treatment should that person be given? Today, can cite a number of examples where UPND members are committing crimes, where you commit a crime and then you are left untouchable. What am I trying to say? We've seen instances in by-elections where a candidate is being kidnapped, a candidate is being taken by the UPND, and then you report a case and that person is left, or he goes scot-free. Okay? Where is the application of the rule of law? Because if a person abrogates the law, then the law must take its course. That person has to be brought to book. That person must be dealt with without considering their political affiliations. So this is where we have the problem with the rule of law. The people coming from other camps are victims, okay, of arrests, are victims today. They are facing charges, different charges before the court.
So does it mean, comrade, that when just because someone belongs to the opposition, when they get to abrogate the law, once they are arrested, it becomes political persecution? I thought no one is above the law. And when you talk about the members of the UPND being favored, countless times you've seen the head of state on an anthill saying that once you abrogate the law, you are on your own.
All right. Comrade, pronouncements are different from what is happening on the ground. It's very easy for me to say when you commit an offense, you're on your own. But in reality, what is happening? What is happening in reality? We as Socialist Party have reported several cases, okay, where we have seen UPND officials abrogating the law, but they have not been followed. Instead, the people that have been arrested are the complainants, instead of the people that have committed crimes, that have committed offenses, that have abrogated the law. So this is what we are trying to say, okay? If the law of law should be serious, then no one indeed for sure should be above the law. Let me give you one very good example, is that of corruption. 2 years ago, if not a year ago, we saw the LCC announcing that some cabinet ministers were under investigation. How far have they concluded those matters? But when you talk about these issues, they will not respond to you. But yes, we have seen that members of parliament and the former ministers that served under the Patriotic Front have been sent to prison today, as we are speaking, for corruption. So why is it different? Are they not Zambians? Are they not citizens? What about the current ministers that are under investigation? How far have they gone? Why are they so slow in investigating these matters? Why are they so quick to investigate former members of parliament and ministers?
Okay.
So these are issues, these are serious issues that we need to address as a nation collectively without favoring anybody.
Okay. Well and good, and with that being said, let's get to talk about when you, as the opposition, how would you describe the current environment that you are operating in as the opposition under the UPND government? Because we've seen
it is very difficult for us even to conduct our own meetings. It's very difficult for us even to engage with our people privately. Last we were supposed to have an official launch. We had an official launch of the People's Pact, where Dr. Fred Membe was chosen, was appointed or chosen as the flag bearer for 2026. We were supposed to conduct this particular event at Cosmic Lodge, but instead we saw the police came in and stopped us from conducting that particular event that site. So we had to look for a different place where they did not know, and then successfully we managed to do that. So for the opposition to operate freely, it is very difficult, comrade. Otherwise, we are operating under difficult conditions, where if you are found, we are even scared of ourselves because we can't hold normal meetings.
But on the other side, the government is saying that at least you are having more freedom than it was back then in the previous regime. At least you are able to even hold an interview like this. You are able to walk at any radio station or TV station upon being invited, or just going that side, and you're able to hold your programs freely until you are done, and you are able to say anything that you are supposed to say or that you want to say. Would you commend them for that?
Comrades, the UPND are 4 years in government. Even in the time of the Patriotic Front, President Hichema had free time to go to media stations. In the first time of the PF, a space of 5 years, we saw that the president would go around and have rallies and also conduct meetings freely. So for us to say, no, at least today we are much better, just because they have not harassed us or coming to media houses like KBN TV. Comrades, truth is that the opposition are working under difficult conditions. Freedom of expression that we can talk about today with the cyber laws that have come in, people are afraid to express themselves freely. Okay? So it's like telling me to say that there is no corruption in the UPND government when it's like telling me to say the PF were more corrupt than the UPND government, because we are going to count the corruption, or we are going to evaluate the corruption that was done from the first year to the last year of the Patriotic Front, who served 10 years in this country, and the UPND have only served 4 years. So, comrade, we are yet to see more that is coming ahead of us.
Okay.
As opposition. That I can guarantee.
Okay. Now, lastly, as we get to move out away from governance as well as social services delivery under the UPND, how then would you rate the UPND in relation to how they have treated the opposition?
Hello?
Hello, comrade. Did you get me?
I can hardly get you now. Come again?
Okay. My question is, on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate how conducive the environment is for the opposition to operate in?
Comrade, the political, let me say, the environment is not conducive for productivity. As we stand today, sometimes it seems as though our own country stand against us. Where we, the opposition, are expected to be victims of, political, what can I say? How can I put it? Okay, we are expected to be victims of political intimidation.
Okay.
We are not freely expressing ourselves. We are not conducting ourselves in the manner that we should as opposition political parties in a democratic space. So in short, the democratic space is shrinking.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, comrade. Now, as we get to conclude, what would your closing remarks be, as well as your message to the people of Zambia, or to the people that are watching across the world, those who are following us via Facebook, those who are following us via the channel numbers that we have tabulated? What would your message be, as well as to the government? What would your message be?
All right. Where we are today, comrade, Zambia needs to get back. Zambia needs to get back to normalcy. And my last words that I would say is that we do not need the UPND. We do not need also a patriotic front. On reasons that, number one, it's on record that the patriotic front were fighting the UPND. So they had lost concentration to the Zambian people. Instead, the concentration was on the UPND. Today, as we are speaking, the UPND have no concentration on how they can help the Zambian people to fight their warfare. Instead, the concentration is on opposition political leaders, more especially those from the patriotic front. So for me, my message to the Zambian people is that let us not focus on the UPND, let's not focus on the patriotic front. Zambia has a lot of leaders that we can focus on, that we should get Zambia back to normalcy. Because I feel, as a political analyst, I feel that once the UPND continue beyond 2026, these issues that we are seeing, these things that we are talking about today, will exacerbate, they'll be worsened, in short. And then if we bring in back the patriotic front, I don't see any sense of giving service delivery to the Zambian people. Instead, it will be now a revenge game where the patriotic front will begin revenging to the UPND because of the condition that they have been subjected in. That's just my thinking. Okay? So I feel that for Zambia to thrive, we need fresh minds and leadership. We need people that have got no grudge against who and who, but they are committed to bring about development to the Zambian people.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Comrade Bartholomew Phiri, and thank you very much for just according us this opportunity to have a conversation with you.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you very much. We greatly appreciate. Well, to you, the dear viewers, I'm going to squeeze in about a call or two, quite a limited number of phone calls. Then we're going to just see how we're going to traverse so that we can get your opinion on the story or on the topic at hand. How would you describe the 4 years plus of the UPND being in power? The lines are officially open. You can call me on the number that